white dominated sport, but as we can also see that the Williams sisters, they have their foot in the door, so they're up there too. And it's funny because some people say that it's predominantly black sport, but I think they only say that because they see the Williams sisters and they put them on this high ranking, above the rest, and they're like the gods, the goddesses of tennis. So they look at the race and say, oh, they're black, so this must be a black sport. But it's not true. There's all races that compete in tennis, and they're all amazing athletes. But everybody focuses on the Williams sisters because of their color.
Right. So in the sport of tennis, is black the predominant, not predominant, I'm sorry, but the more towards race, is it towards just the black people? Because you have Rafael Nadal, which is a minority. Yeah. Does he get race?
One way or another, everybody experiences some form of racism. Okay. I think as far as race and gender, there's also a difference from race with men as opposed to race with women.
I see.
So, but I think that I'm going to find a lot of racial, controversy. Like I said, it's all going to be revolving around the Williams sisters because they're what everybody looks at.
Cool.
So, Jake?
Well, I'm doing basketball, and from doing this, I think I'm going to find a lot of racism in the sport, because if you just take a chance to think about it, basketball started with a racist aspect, because only Jews or white people were allowed to play, and blacks were not allowed to play at that time. And you can see the evolution of basketball, where blacks started integrating the sport and become the dominating sport. But yet, when you look at today, you see blacks are starting to become they're the superstars, but NBA owners want whites over blacks. So I find I'm going to find a lot of racist stuff with between the whole aspect of basketball, I believe that also with all sports, I believe that whenever there's a color that is not white dominating the sport, I believe people just want white people to come back in the sport. I believe that the essence of color dominating anything sports-wise is wrong, and they want more white superstars, whether it's basketball, football, or tennis. They just want to make sure that whites still have that dominant face. And you can see in boxing how it's trending from blacks to Mexicans.
Right.
You can see where Asians are starting to come in basketball. They're starting to get more European players. You can just see the racial tension is still there. Pass it to Eddie.
It's okay. Well, it's all right. Well, we're gonna we're gonna edit out. What we need is more input on guys. We need more input on how Jake just said. You know how I just did to Helen earlier? We need something like that. So you need to ask him a question, anything, or put in your 2 cents. I'm not saying you right now, but I'm just saying we have to. Otherwise, it looks too formal. Yeah. We gotta kind of be relaxed, chill out. It looks good so far, I think.
All right. Well, the sport that I'm doing is soccer. I actually agree with you guys. I think racism hasn't really been controlled, or it's just been ignored. I think people just say that, oh, it's getting better. People aren't really, as time goes on. But I think it's just being ignored. It's still happening and it's growing, but people just like to say that it's doing all right, I guess.